That is really, really important for you. So another thing that is important for the Scorpios is that become a bit more lively if you can, of course, with hobbies, with creative, being inspired, being creative, do something joyful. Sport, do something that, because, you know, Mars is in the 5th house, it's a good time for that. And that can increase the trust that you're feeling. You know, sometimes people are living too much in the head. I'm not saying that you are living too much in the head, but when things are getting stuck there, by moving, you're opening up. And bottom line for Scorpios is, a Scorpio does a lot of not expressing what they're feeling. They kind of, you know, it's all under the surface and it's all there. And they also need some sort of a outlet, some sort of expression of all that passionate energy that they're having, to stay healthy, to say the least, but also to stay happy. And if you are doing that, if you feel that you've got like trust issues, or there is some problems with people that you have and that are very close to you, that you're not trusting anymore, try to do something, focus on that Mars in the 5th house, and you will feel better, to say the least, and things are gonna open up. And opening up for a Scorpio is not the easiest thing, because that vulnerability there, they are a bit afraid of that, but once they do it, it's magic that happens, and it's strength that comes in. So, and you're all about strength, so you will see your strengths. And maybe because of a little crisis there that is happening, but nothing that you cannot handle, not at all, because your Mars, your ruler, is in the 5th house of self-expression. So Sagittarius, very important full moon, very lovely full moon for those of you in relationships that are saying, what the hell is going on here? This is a wonderful full moon. Whether you are single or not, or in a relationship, you will benefit from it. And I know, as a Sagittarian rising myself, I want to know the truth, and even when it hurts. And you're gonna get the truth. So some truths are gonna come out when it considers other people that you care for very deeply. You know, it's your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, maybe a business partner, maybe some clients even, or important clients for you that can make a difference. There is like information coming up. So you don't have to do that much. It just, because it's happening in your 7th house. So someone can reveal something about you that that makes you like, woo, emotionally a bit more, because Mars is in your 4th house, which is the house of emotions. And so expect that things, that people can say things to you that on an emotional level is a bit shocky. It doesn't have to be bad. It can be a good thing. Maybe someone is just declaring his or her love to you. And it depends whether you're gonna like that or not, right? I mean, that depends of every situation. Something like that, or something of another person that you didn't know becomes crystal clear. And other people wanna talk to you because Mercury is in your sign. So be aware that the one point I want to warn you a little bit for, dear Sagittarians, is not to be too blunt and too tactless, because truths are gonna come out. So you're gonna always, you're gonna say your truth as well. But you know, remember that how you're saying it, take a bit of time for that, okay? So that whatever it is that you wanna, as a reaction, give to the information that you're getting, take your time, and on an emotional level, let it sink a little bit and then react. Because, you know, Mercury is going retrograde in your sign, and it's going to go forwards as from the 6th of December. So you want to be very mindful of the words that are coming out there, okay? So if you're doing it with respect, I mean, and doing it in a gentle way, which I'm sure you're gonna do now, forewarned is forearmed, or how do you say that? So so that's that. I'm just looking at the timing. But very important, certainly for people who are saying, this thing, I don't know things about another person, or I want to know more, I want to have clarity, you will get clarity. Also when you are single, you know, something could really happen here. You could really meet someone that is putting your emotions a bit, that you're feeling emotionally a bit restless there. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's about grounding yourself and yeah, and being open for new people to come in. And the next sign is Capricorn. For Capricorn, this is happening in the sixth house. So this full moon is happening in your house of work or in your house of health. So there could be new information coming up, a broader perspective when it comes to your health, when it comes to your work. And it could have a bit of a, the only thing that I warn, and I give that advice for the Capricorns, is again, mind your speech. Mind your speech, because your speech could be a bit too rough here. Not because you are aggressive or something, but too direct. You know, Mars in the third house gives very direct, and you're already a sign that can be very direct. So just mind that, you know, a bit like the Sagittarians that I just said when it comes to your speech. Try to say your truth, but in a very respectful way, and you will be fine. There could be new stuff coming up that you're saying, look, when it comes to my work, I have to make changes here, or the changes are unfolding through this full moon. And but I don't think it's gonna be something that you didn't expect, not at all. Because there's not a lot of surprise energy here. The energy that is more here is that of information, maybe new stuff that you're gonna do, so that your planning of your work, your administration, or whatever you want to call it, is going to change here. So, and that could be a good thing, so that you can communicate better in the future. Okay, so it's a lot for you about work and about communication. I know it's not for everyone. It's not all about love. It could be actually, when it comes to love, that you really want to say your truth, and you feel very fiery about that. Again, do so, but take in mind, take it slowly. Don't go too fast in making your decisions there. So that's for a lot of signs, isn't it? So bottom line is really also listening. But you know, when we are so fiery and emotional, it's very difficult to listen, isn't it? But again, I can only give the information. Aquarians, this is just this is good news. This full moon for you is fantastic for the Aquarians, as long as you're not spending too much money on friends and things that you like to do. So be careful with your money. That's the only thing that I want to say. And don't get too and also be careful with what you eat. Not too spicy, because Mars in your second house could give you a bit of you know, inflammation there. But again, this is only a very little percentage. Bottom line is, for the Aquarians, you're having a full moon in your fifth house of creativity, of love, of enjoyment, of kids. So, and you also are a sign who needs it so much. So you will feel more joy. Do something like the Leos. Do something nice. Do something enjoyable around that time. Go out with friends. Go to a cafe, a restaurant, a theater. Have fun. Have fun. As long as it doesn't cost too much money. You know, Mars in the second house could make you spending too much money on things. Okay. So it's a very enjoyable energy for the Aquarians, you know. So get prepared to have some fun. Get prepared to have some support of friends and people who are like-minded, and you will be fine. Then Pisces is again a mutable sign. So for you again, it's very, very important. It's happening in your fourth house. So there is like things on an emotional level. Things literally that has to do with your home become very, very clear now, in connection to your work as well. So the work area, work versus home area, there are things that are shifting, that are becoming very clear, and there is new information coming up with how you deal with your emotions, how you deal with your emotional setup. And Mars is in your first house. So this is a bit the opposite as the Virgo. So here I want to say, yes, stand up for yourself, for sure. You're going to feel that, because Pisces in general, I mean, the Pisceans are very much about, you know, they're very yin energy. They let other people come for taking action, and then they kind of follow easy. Not all Pisceans, especially those with some planets there, like the Mercury or the Venus in their fellow sign, which is Aries. But a lot of Pisceans are like that. And now it is not a time to do so. Now it is not a time to wait until someone else gets into action. Now it is a time to get in action yourself. But with this, and you will feel it. You will feel it like, ooh, you're getting more energy. Mars every 2 years comes into your sign, so take advantage of it. Just make sure that it's a good time for resetting boundaries with other people. Oh boy, oh it is. And Pisceans, they have to do that every now and then, because without knowing, or no, they know it and I feel it, but sometimes it's so difficult to put boundaries with other people. Now it's a good time to do so. Just make sure that you're not coming on too strong now, which could be the other way, that the other opposite reaction, you know, maybe. And it's especially in close relationships. So it's a time for you when you have felt that people walked a bit too much over you, whether it is, you know, an important person. Now is the time to say, hey, no, to say no. It's time to say no for the Pisceans. But of course, expect that will give you emotionally a bit of insecurity, but also a bit of being a bit, you know, emotionally a bit ungrounded there. But it's information that you're getting. It's information that you've been waiting for a long time. So focus on putting your boundaries, but be aware that now, because you haven't put your boundaries, for instance, if you are one of those Pisceans who have neglected that in the past, think that you want to fix these things now, but you can't fix it all in one day or a couple of days. You've got a bit of time there. You've got Mars in your sign for quite a few weeks. So you've got time to reset your boundaries. It's a lot about that. So for Pisces, it's really, if you apply it right, you can get a lot there. And especially with saying to others what you want. And sometimes you're insecure about that, you know, not knowing. But now it's more on an emotional level. You really know what it is. And but explaining it to others might be sometimes, again, to bosses or to family members, might not always be easy. But that is if you re-put your boundaries, you will get resistance from other people. It is like that. I mean, but if you know that that is coming, accept it in yourself first. Accept that you need to reset some boundaries there. Maybe it's just with one person, maybe it is with more people, but hey, it's a good time to do so. So off you go. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the likes and the readings, that people getting in touch, the commenting. Have a very good full moon. All the best to you, and thanks again for watching. Bye bye.